Christopher Woodburn writes, what film this year, if any, could break Star Wars opening weekend record? Thanks and Happy New Year.
Well, like I said, look, okay, so the obvious one I think is Batman v Superman. I don't think Captain America: Winter Soldier. I respectfully disagree with my friend on my right, but I think Batman v Superman has a chance. Outside of Batman v Superman, I would say Captain America: Civil War would be the next one that has a chance. I do think for both of them the chances are incredibly slim. But if any film this year was going to have a shot, well, there's also Rogue One.
It is a Star Wars story.
It is a Star Wars film, although it's not Episode 8. So you got to throw that in the mix too. So I'll say those are the 3 films that have an outside shot: Batman v Superman, Captain America: Civil War, Rogue One. Do you guys? What do you think?
I'd say Deadpool. No, I'm just kidding. It's opening on Valentine's Day, so no film this year has a chance to ring in and drench and absorb that money like Star Wars. None.
Right, not even Rogue One.
No.
All right, what's next?
Chris White writes, Mark, my 8-year-old is watching with me. Don't joke about Santa. Please say that you were joking.
I was totally joking about Kris Kringle. We used to live down the street. We were neighbors back when I lived up at the North Pole. He's great. The elves are great. A couple of them get really hammered on December 26th, which is a little off-putting, but they had a hard week of making your 8-year-old's toys. I hope you enjoyed them.
I just want to add that Rudolph is very bitey. So don't, just because he has a glowing nose doesn't mean you can touch it. All right?
All right, what's next?
Scott Cluna writes, are you guys going to do a post and after show for the Oscars like you did last year?
Yeah, absolutely we will. We already kind of put out everybody on the team. We're all going to be here. We're going to all watch the Oscars. We'll probably do a special like we did last year once I think it's January 15th. Oh, I might not even be here. But when they announce the nominees, but definitely for Oscars, we will do a pre-show. We'll probably do some live streaming during the Oscars and definitely a wrap-up as well.
What date is that?
The end of February sometime.
You know what that means? Drunk Mova.
Yeah.
Hey.
All right, what's next?
Number 4, Digi Spineless writes, are you guys planning on doing another meetup?
We don't have any plans right now, but we will. I mean, let's put it this way. We have plans to make plans. We'll definitely do a meetup at Comic-Con. I'm sure we tend to do that every year. We're still working on getting out to London for Star Wars Celebration, so maybe we'll do a meetup in London. And I think we will try to do something in New York this year.
Yeah.
We are aiming to try. I don't know if we're going to be able to, but we are definitely circling that on our calendar right now to try to set up something in New York. So, and then probably maybe we do a screening or something here in LA and do another meetup here in LA. So keep your eyes open. We will keep you up to date.
And when I do stand-up, I do meet and greet after every show.
Yeah, that's right.
And
every
I've met
weekend.
John Camp, and I've met John Schnepp. I know Christian Harloff. I have shaken the hand of Ashley Mova. I'll tell you the stories.
I will just quote the Guild Navigator, plans within plans.
All right, what's next?
Alvok writes, who is the actor/actress that would have made a terrible movie great if they were in it?
Ooh.
None. The answer to that is none. An actor, if a movie is bad and it's a bad story and whatever and it's bad dialogue and all that kind of stuff, the actor's still saying the same lines. I mean, what they can do is maybe make it more bearable, but I don't think any actor can take a bad movie and make it good. A great performance in a bad movie can make you walk out and go, well, at least there was that. I got to see that dude play that role and he did it really well, so there's that. But it doesn't transform. You can't transform a terrible movie into a great movie with a great performance.
Yeah, I've seen, certain actors and actresses have elevated a horrible bad film by their performance, and you're like, wow, they still were super shiny in this giant pile of garbage. So they're able to ride the storm, you know. So that's a, some actors and actresses can do that.
I mean, if you got somebody other than Mickey Mouse to play Mickey in Fantasia, I think you really could have turned that movie around.
Alice, this is your weird hatred of Fantasia bubbling up again.
You get like a Clooney in there. He really could have done something with it.
Alice.
All right, what's next?
Traitor! Traitor!
Mark Thompson
Traitor!
writes, Google didn't help me. Do re-releases count for the box office total? Did Avatar get a massive re-release total?
Yeah, re-releases do count towards the totals. I don't know if Avatar had a big. I know Star Wars did. Like Star Wars: Empire and Return of the Jedi got big bumps because they were years and years and years, decades later, and they had.
And they kind of cheated because they put new stuff in there. So Star Wars is a little bit like the HGH athlete we don't want to talk about. Where it's like, you're on something, but we love you.
Right.
HGH, you taste so good.
I think Avatar, before they release those 3 new ones, they're going to re-release the first one like a few months before I think they're
Be
going to
smart,
re-release
yeah.
it.
Oh, if
Pepper
they're
it up.
smart, they will, yeah.
Yeah, pepper it up with some, brand new Lucas style little, creatures singing in the background or whatever they do. I don't know. Please don't do that. But they are going to re-release it with better 3D or something weird. Like,
Sam Worthington shows up to the Navi village, and there's Snice Noodles, like a big band rocking out in the background.
If they, I wouldn't be mad if they had the Yub Yub song, in
What
the
if they put
background.
the original Yub Nub song
Yeah.
at the end of Avatar so we could see it on the big screen again? That would be cool.
Yeah,
would be
screw y'all. I
amazing.
love the Yub Nub song. I think that's
I love Yub.
awesome.
Is
Yeah, I
it
need
Yub
Yub
Nub
Nub.
or Yub Yub?
I think it's Yub Nub. I
Yub
think.
Nub,
I
yeah.
I have to look it
YN.
up.
Why? Yub.
It was
YN.
betrayed. Either way, it was betrayed. All right, what's next?
Josh writes, is Leia officially a Disney princess?
Oh,
She's a Disney general now.
But she was. She is she's Princess Leia. She now is officially, she has
But
to be.
she's not Princess Leia anymore. Now she's General
But
Leia.
you go back in time, you're like, look, she was young and she was a princess.
but they
Bam.
weren't owned by Disney when she was.
But now they are. So anything that is it's
That's
owned
a good
by them.
question.
Yeah. She's
The
officially.
better question is, all the Disney princesses, have none of them graduated to queen? Because it seems like princesses in Disney are usually pretty good, and the queens are all like evil, old, crackly
Right.
bitches. Like, are we going to get a Disney princess have a promotion to be a benevolent queen?
I love that idea.
That's a great idea for a movie.
ever gonna happen?
You should make
You just
it.
gave Disney like 30 new sequels.
Oh yeah, what's that? When do you point at Frozen? Elsa. Elsa became queen.
Is that the one with the ice powers or the other one?
That's the ice powers.
Frozen.
You see what happened to her?
Yeah.
Gabriel. You really think they just patched things up and just went along their merry way? No, sisters. I give it a week and then she's back in her ice castle.
New angry songs coming
Yeah.
out.
All right, what's next?
Dylan Lee Master writes, you guys are amazing. Thank you for making life entertaining. What is your opinion on 90s cartoon properties as live action movies?
Yes.
Well, hit and miss. I mean, yeah. Well, G.I. Joe, or is that 80s?
That's
Yeah,
80s.
it's 80s. Yeah,
Yeah.
that Transformers are 80s.
There's a lot of 90s stuff that's I mean, and look, this could just be generational where I just think like stuff from the 80s is awesome and stuff from the 90s is pure garbage. So it's like
Sound like Mickey Rourke
I
in The
know, right?
Wrestler.
Yeah, pure garbage.
Nirvana came along and ruined everything.
Name
man.
a couple, like I think of like Yarbles or like Scrimming, the Garbage Kid or whatever. There were so many weird I'm from a waste bucket 90s thing with little pliable hands.
Recess.
Rugrats is one that
Recess.
I
Hey
think-
Arnold.
They made a Rugrats movie, but not a live action
don't
movie.
think-
You're
I don't think
proving
you
my
could
point.
possibly do a live action Rugrats
Like
movie.
all those
though.
characters
Yeah,
from the
just like
Rugrats
kids,
look like
adults
nuclear.
in, imagine like that in diapers. That'd be a little bit gross and weird.
You know what you could do? Rocco's Modern Life is something that I think could work as a live.
Rocco's
Rocco would be
Modern
CGI, then everybody else
I've
around
never even
him.
heard of this.
I've heard of it.
Rocco's Modern
Rocco's
Life?
Modern Life. He's the dog that works at a comic book shop. He's got a Hawaiian shirt. It's like me if I was a dog. Awesome. And Ren and Stimpy is a property I don't want you to touch because it's way too near and
Right.
dear to my heart. But I think something like a Rocco, a Hey Arnold, maybe, because that's all.
Hey Arnold would be great.
And that's all actual. Doug, remember the Nickelodeon show Doug?
Yes.
that was a good one.
All mutants. All weird,
friend
mutated
Skeeter.
creatures.
Yeah.
He had a big football head. Remember? How's that going to be live action? Like a kid walking around.
Prosthetics.
Prosthetics,
Yeah.
big prosthetics.
Well,
All right,
then I
let's-
want to see Beavis and Butthead
Yes.
live action, but looking exactly like they
Well,
really
we
look.
saw that one picture, right?
Yeah, yeah. No.
Benedict Cumberbatch and Neil Patrick Harris
So great.
as
So
Beavis and
great.
Butthead.
But-
look it up; it'll change your life.
But
I
I
want
want
them-
to play Butthead's dad, please.
I want them to wear prosthetics anyway.
Yeah.
All right, two more questions.
All right, Chris Brandon Berry writes, do you think anyone will buy the rights of the Halloween franchise and give it a revival?
Will somebody pick up the Halloween franchise? Yes. For those who don't know, the studio that had the rights have lapsed. Will somebody pick up those rights and do something with Halloween? Yeah. I mean, it's the most valuable thing in Hollywood is recognizable IP. That is like that's gold. But not all IP is the same. The dude who directed the last Halloween,
Rob Zombie?
Yeah, Rob Zombie, drove that thing into the ground. Those movies sucked, absolutely sucked. And I think Rob Zombie's a director with some talent. And what they did with those Halloween films was just garbage. It was
I gotta
so
say,
bad.
the extended edition of Halloween, I was
The Rob Zombie one?
Oh, yeah?
and then I watched the extended edition one, and I actually really
All right,
liked it.
I have not seen the extended edition one, so I'll have
Yeah.
to reserve all judgment.
And I'm a big fan of John Carpenter.
But
so.
they've pretty much driven that. They almost drove that all the way into the ground. So a revival, maybe like the last Chucky movie, which was a straight to VOD. maybe I could see that. I don't know if I see like a Warner Brothers or a Universal or a Paramount coming along and putting a big budget Halloween movie out again.
I would love the people who have the rights to Friday the 13th to get their hands on Halloween and not do anything with it.
I don't know, man. I think you see Paranormal Activity getting less and less traction every year. With every Halloween that passes, you're going to be looking for a new horror property that can be Saw or it can be the next PA. Maybe it comes back to Halloween sometime. I think you will see it come back at some point, and it's going to be a theatrical job. It's not going to be Chucky. This movie is going to be like a Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street, where there's enough groundswell, enough fans want to see some new version of this, and it goes back to the old school version that they loved when they were kids and scared the crap out of them. You're going to see it in theaters, I bet.
All right, last question of the day.
Todd McGorry writes, of all the superheroes who have had movies, which powers do you want? I want Mr. Fantastic's powers for obvious reasons.
Because you want to be smart.
That's a good thought.
That's right.
Good thought.
What about you, Schnapp?
Superpowers. I would love to be able to fly. So any character that can fly, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, when I was single, I would take disappearing. You know, I'd take like being invisible.
I get that.
Now I got a
No
girlfriend.
explanation needed.
Yeah, and then like now I got to go home to my girlfriend. She's like, "What do you do?" It was like, "Oh, I was invisible in the girls' locker room." I'm sorry, honey. So now I think I'd just rather fly. I think that'd be safer, but I don't want to be one of these omnipotent aliens like Superman is. You know, I want to have some stuff going on. Plus, Bruce Wayne's billions. I just want to be Bruce Wayne. Like, sorry, parents, we had a great run. I want to be Bruce Wayne.
It's tough between the three. There's three that I was gone back and forth with ever since I was a kid. One is flight, which is probably number one, probably. The other one is invisibility, for not as notorious reasons as you, but I cannot deny the validity of some of that.
The creepster, Mark Ellis, invisibility.
I always thought invulnerability would be an awesome superpower.
You know, you might have to add invulnerability if you can synthesize these two. Is that cheating? Like invulnerability.
That's cheating. You got to pick one power.
All right, you're just naturally invulnerable and you can fly. How about that?
Okay, wait. I'll
Naturally invulnerable.
Yeah, just naturally
It's not a
invulnerable.
superpower?
It's not a super. Because it comes with the flying.
I'll throw a quick one at you. You guys can't have any ones you took. You can either have the power of fire or the power of ice. Which one do you take? You got to remember, I love drinking an ice cold Coors Light, and I've never once wanted a flaming hot Coors Light.
I'm going to go ice.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm going to go ice is less collateral damage. I got to feel if I had the power of fire, I would cause a lot more damage than I anticipated or that I would want to.
That you got there so quick.
That's the very smart answer. I side with ice as well because of Campea.
I wanted ice to make my beer cold.
Like I would be like,
to save humanity.
Everything would be on fire. I'd be like, how do I put this out? Everything's on fire. I know.
Stop shooting more fire at it, Schnapp. It doesn't cancel it out.
The bench isn't on fire. Everything.
I'm taking ice simply because I think Schnepp is going to take fire. So I just follow you around everywhere.
We're both ice baby, yo. Gliding around, drinking Coors.
Some people in the chat board are yelling, "Damn it, X-ray vision for obvious reasons." It's like that would be a bad one.
Yeah, but then they still see you staring at them.
That's
when
right.
You're invisible. Like, yeah, you have X-ray vision, but you just see this creepy guy like, I'm not looking at nothing. When you're invisible, it's like this. It's like this. See, now I'm still looking.
Alice, he's still there. Wait.
Because you would probably do something. You would have X-ray vision. You probably have a hard time because you'd be talking to a girl and you go, "Hey, who's Robert?" And she's got like a Robert tattoo right here. And they're like, "How do you see that?" No reason.
I like that color.
Hey guys, if you like this clip, click here to watch the entire episode. Also, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel because it'll help you stay up to date with all the stuff we've got going on here at Collider.